on February 25th, a man was right. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back to another episode of Haire. Today we are discussing episodes 7 through 9, and we will be having a double feature later on today. Catch the first, catch episode. I guess you can watch them backwards. Catch episodes 4 through 6. Yeah, so we're doing 7 and 9 today, but we're gonna be going over those, and then I'm gonna spend about 5 minutes on each one, and then probably spend 10 minutes on episode 9 because that one was really trifling. But thank you guys so much for your support. I really appreciate all the views that are coming in. I've been very consistent. I'm giving you not 2, not 3, but 4 brand new episodes this week. So definitely make sure to catch all of them. So last time on Love is Blind, we were going and seeing about Daniel and Taylor. Daniel and Taylor, basically what happened with them was the fact that she wanted to see if they had a mutual friend. So there's a follower app. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a follower app on Instagram that can show you whether or not someone has friended or unfriended you. The purpose of it, I don't know, to catch somebody cheating. I don't know because sometimes when I see something, it's like, why did they admit this? But I was like, someone asked for it. So yeah, so that's pretty much, so she goes on the follower app, and I have on here, she don't like that man. I literally have on here, she don't like that man. This is before they go off to Honduras, which I was like, the budget went up. Mexico versus Honduras. I don't know who costs more money, but it sounds like Honduras costs more money. But anyway, so she finds out, Taylor finds out, and he's not on the list. So it was just a coincidence that was him at the Christmas tree. So they let that go, which to me personally, I don't know. Like if I was Daniel, but Daniel, I have on here, Daniel's locked in. He really likes this girl. He really does. But she has a height thing against him, so I don't know, child. So next one, I have Vanessa and Devin. I really like them together. They have like a lot of compatibility during the episode. I feel like they really like each other, but something about Vanessa. Devin, I can see how, like he had a lot of mental issues going on, but Vanessa, I don't know. Someone like Vanessa, I'm not trying to be mean, but like someone like Vanessa would be snatched up already. This is, I don't know. Something about Vanessa, I feel like she's hiding something. All right, so next one we have is Dave and Lauren. I have on here, kissing scene was against my will. Extended kissing scene against my will. I don't know what's going on, but like for some reason they just like showing Dave and Lauren kissing, which unsettles me a lot. Anyways, but I have on here too. So apparently there's a mutual friend that she was a mutual friend of his friend. So just imagine that like he has a homeboy, and his homeboy's homeboy is who she was friends with benefits. She was seeing him right up until the show started, which to me personally, like, this is where I said a man was right at the beginning of the video. He actually ate down when he said, well, if you're about to get married, you still have a little boo thing. I get it, because I feel like, to me, if I was truly ready to get married, I wouldn't say on a celibacy, but like I would definitely be on my journey of like not talking to nobody, like truly clearing my mind, truly being ready for my husband, So something about the fact that like she was still talking, like having friends with benefits with somebody. I'm not saying you got to become like, I'm not trying to say you gotta become like a monk or something, but like something that would give me a red flag a little bit too. So I get it. And then Dave brings up that like they're talking about the different people, eventually they're gonna link up with everybody else. And Dave was just like, oh, I am interested in talking to Molly, which to me is disrespectful, because like it's one thing to think that, but to say it out loud, yay, the person that you were gonna choose over me, I can't wait for you to meet her. Yeah. Ben and Sarah smashed first night. I know for sure Ben and Sarah smashed the first night because they they're very attracted to each other in that way. But I feel like what's going to break them up is that Sarah has very strong ideals and Ben is just Mr. Neutral, not going to work. Finally, last but not least, I have Monica and Joey, our twin flames. I also have on here, Joey, shampoo and condition your hair. I just feel like they just give very much, something about them just gives very much friend. Like, I know they don't want to hurt each other's feelings, but I feel like that spark is not there. I'm not saying it's gotta be passionate, like, but something about them does not give. I like them individually, but not together. Okay. So we're going to go into episode 8, season 8, episode 8. So we're talking about Daniel and Taylor, once again, just locked in. This is more Honduras. They're on vacation, blah, blah, they meet the other couples. I have on here Virginia and I have on here Virginia and Devin. I'm squinting right now because I can't put my glasses on because of the reflection. So if you see me squinting, I'm not flirting with you. I literally can't see. So basically, Virginia and Devin have not gone to third base yet. I have to use that so TikTok won't get me got. They haven't got to third base yet. They've talked about finances, and then Virginia intelligently brings up the idea of having a prenup. And I know some people are going to be mad about it, but I was like, like, she wants to be a millionaire, so I get it. Like, to me, I feel like it's kind of like how people be minding the business that does not pay them about Rihanna and ASAP. And I'm just like, when you have a 9-10 figure net worth, you a different person. Okay, you just can't do whatever. So with her wanting to be a millionaire, and that coincides to why I feel like it's a really good job with that. Ben and Sarah, I have on here Ben and Sarah smash. There's not much. They're just like giggling. I know a third base high when I see one. They smashed like a lot. So I have on here again, we're going back to Joey and Monica. Once again, besties. Why do I have Madam Web plus jeans? Why do I have Madam Web? Oh, because there's like a gross story. I was like, why do I have Madam Web? I was like, oh, there's a story about how she said she left her pants in a trigger alert. She left a pants so bad that like Charlotte's Web started in the pants, and it was like, ooh, jump scare. And it said why. So basically she meets their family. Joey meets her family, and they have like a fam jam, basically just randomly just gets the bongos out. I forgot her father's Latino, Claudio. But her sister comes to her, who's 5 years older than her, so she can let us know, like we asked. And her sister's like, hey, like, he's not your typical type. Like, your type would be a 6'5" Italian stallion. I feel like he's a good actor, and my biggest fear is that you get married to get divorced. Because I'm just like, well, I mean, you just put that energy into the air, little mama. I did notice something weird that she needs to watch about her sister. Her sister said, oh, well, I'm older than you. I thought I would get married first. I'm just like, one thing I can tell you, as someone who's in their 30s, who has seen plenty of people get divorced, first to marry, first to divorce sometimes. So you don't even want to get married. You want to be first. Like, the competition, like, grow up. But she did make a good point. Like, he could just be saying all the answers that he wants to be heard of. Next one, Lauren and David, no third base yet. David is going around the party, and he is the third base police. Virginia, have you done? Monica, have you done? Taylor, have you done it? Like, I feel like it's just going to each person and asking them. I'm just like, I just don't know. Okay, like, I just don't know what world where it'd be okay for you to go around asking people if they've done certain things, like done a certain base or whatever. Like, it just, to me, it screams red flag. His sister, I have a sister obsession. You could deal with this for a lifetime. Family is already talking trash. I have on here his family, because his mutual friends basically ran their mouth about what took place with a friend. I have on here that the guy, so basically I'm going to call him Mr. Hinge because she met him on Hinge, but apparently Mr. Hinge, now hear this, apparently Mr. Hinge, basically the guy that Lauren was smashing right before the show started, apparently he lives in the same building, which I'm just like, I get it, because like, to me, I feel like, not to sound childish, but it's like, if I found out I was dating a guy and I was dating my fiance, and I found out that he bought his ex a Chanel bag after 2 days, and then, not to compare going to third base to purchasing something materialistic, but if I found out that he got her a Chanel bag after 2 days, and yet here I am, I've been in your face, I'm your fiance, you can't give me a Hermes, you can't give me a Dior, you can't give me a Bonetta, like something, baby. So I get it 100% where he's coming from, because it's just like, Now I have to look at this man's face, knowing that he got to get to that level past me, so I get it. So episode 9, we're going to spend 10 minutes on this one. First things first. So I have on here that Monica and Joey, so they're talking more, are twin flames. Monica and Joey are twin flames. So her sister, like Monica's sister does not like her, which me personally, like, I feel like sometimes we have to understand that just because we may not like somebody for someone we care about means that we're here to intervene. Like, I truly feel like a lot of the time we think that we're helping, we're actually making it worse. Like, this could be a natural cycle. You gotta let people go through their cycles. Like, that's what I was basically trying to say, because there's something so scary about the fact that she's like, oh, well, it's gonna be, I wanted to be first because I'm the oldest. I was just like, okay, take that up with your man. What I got to do with her? Okay, take that up with your man. But I don't know. I just feel like she's not really someone who I would trust. Excuse me. She's not someone who I would trust to have like a sound advice for, because something about that's just so, I don't know, like, to me, she invalidated herself by saying, like, I was with her when she's like, maybe he's just saying the right thing. But as soon as she said, oh, well, I thought I was gonna be the first one, I was like, ooh, it's giving competition, not wisdom. And another thing too, as well, is that Joey was like, oh, well, like, if your sister doesn't like me, Monica, like, I don't know how we're supposed to be able to continue our relationship, which is a good point, because I feel like one thing I can say is that if you don't fix a problem before you get married, it's just going to duplicate when you're worse, like, later on. Because how many times have you guys seen where, you guys have seen where, like, there's like a am I the meanie head article, and it's just like, oh, my mom intervenes, blah, blah, blah. That should have been checked during the engagement. You're waiting 3 years into marriage. At this point, it's over. Like, it's already done. So we're gonna go to Ben and Sarah. We got to meet Ben's friends, which they are funny. Like, they're really funny, and we got to meet Ben's friends. It makes sense why he is the way he is, because, like, I truly feel like who you keep around you is indicative of your character, usually indicative of your personality and your traits. So what I'm trying to say is that if you a meanie head, most likely you have meanie head friends. So they're all funny. They said you have a zest for life. That was funny. So I have on here, basically what has happened is that Sarah was anonymously sent a video, which, like I said, women are so messy. So messy. So she was going to send a video from a young lady who was talking to Ben 4 years ago that he ghosted, and she was basically saying how he's a manipulator. They met on Tinder. It was a brief tryst or whatever, and I put on here, she dragging it. Sarah's over here saying, oh, well, I'm gonna believe her first. I know, but, like, let's keep it a buck. Like, Love is Blind is a jackpot, like a mega pot for popularity. So she's gonna drag an intervention. Like, I can tell you from my own perspective, like, as someone who has pretty privilege, like, there's plenty of guys who, like, I literally may have had maybe I don't drink coffee. I may have had like one drink with them at a bar and was like, oh, this person's lame. And they're just like, yeah, me and Claire used to date. No, we did not. Like, if I could get like a little, like one of them neuralizers from Men in Black, and like make people unknow me, I would, including friends, not even just male interests, like friends as well. Like, I wish some people really just never knew me. So I'm gonna say half and half. I feel like Sarah should like validate this person, but take it with a grain of salt, because one thing I learned about truly being happy is that there's not a lot of people who are truly happy. So you got to be careful with that, because she could be ruining up your happily ever after. Okay, so we're gonna go to Daniel and Taylor. So I'm meeting the family. So we met both sides of their family, which I thought was pretty cool, that they individually met each other's, Daniel met Taylor's parents, and then Taylor met Daniel's parents, and then they all came one together at the house, which I love, because I feel like when it comes to joining families, I feel like people join families like in theory, but truly to have the families come together, like, I really feel like when they say your family is my family, that's what I assume. Now I know, like, okay, you have yourself to the side, I have myself to the side, and you feel me? So I have on here that Mama Taylor felt left out of the moment because, she kind of found out that they were engaged and they're about to get married, which I get it too, because That was one thing that with Love is Blind that always confused me, was the fact that like how much of the process, I'll have to have like a behind the scenes questionnaire just so they can answer eventually one day if they can. Just behind the scenes questionnaire of like how does everything, like I really want to like how does like everything work, you know, because something to me that has always been confusing, so let's see what time it is. Something that's always been confusing was the fact that like who's paying for everything, how much of the process can you involve with your parents or your family, because my mom would want to be involved. You feel me? My mom would want to be involved, and I thought it was pretty cool towards the end where Daniel actually asked Taylor's dad for permission. I thought that was really, really cool, really touching, very mature, very demure. But I really like the fact that he did that. Like something in me was just like, dang, like this is actually really cool, you know, that he would ask, that he would go ahead and ask that question, you know? So, I thought that was really, really dope. I really thought that was really dope. But yeah, that's pretty much, he's very locked in. I have next one, Devin and Vanessa meeting the family. So we meet Devin's family. We haven't met Vanessa's family. So apparently he wanted 2 to 6 kids. So the kids' middle names can spell out Devin to basically spell his name out. And I was just like, what is going on? Like, I really feel like when you sit there and you listen to some people's reasoning for having kids, like, I feel like we need to get them a baby born or something, because like, this is a real person. Like, you're not, please don't tell me you're trying to have a kid just so you can name somebody after or whatever. Like that to me is definitely like, you know where I'm coming from? Like, please don't tell me you're trying to do that. Like, that to me is pretty weird. I have on here as well, they asked a question and they're just like, hey, if something happened to their parent, would you let them move in with you and blah, blah, or would you send them to the nursing home? And she's like, yeah, of course. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. This is a cute answer. Everybody says what they would do until they're in the actual situation. Because me, I would answer, I was like, well, it really depends on how big our house is and the age of your parent. Because like I said, like me personally, I know I've read. When it comes to that, like, it's an immediate no. I'd rather save my relationship with my parents compared to ruining it from that. Because I feel like there's going to be a point where I'm going to resent them. There is, you know, and I know my spirit. I have a helpful spirit, but there's a limit. Watch it. But I know I would end up resenting them because it's just like, okay, wow, like, you know, with millennials, like we've never had to rest. Like, we never had time to rest. That's why I make it a point to rest now, but we've never had time to rest. So it's just like, oh, wow, thank you. You finally get to make more money. Now you get to take care of me until whatever, you know? So I don't know. Me personally, that's a really good question to ask, because me would be no. So final point, we're going to be talking about Lauren and David. So we meet up with Lauren's friends at a spin class, which I don't know if it's really getting sweaty and smelly is a good time to meet up with your friends, but I guess. But Lauren volunteers there or works there part-time as a spin coach, which I think is pretty dope. Like, I love whenever I hear someone who's in their, like me, who's in their 30s and they have other things to talk about besides marriage and kids. Like, I love that person. I do. Go like, wow, you're so interesting. Yes. Have other stuff to talk about. Everybody has a kid, but tell me about your bird watching. Tell me about your antique collecting. Like, I love when people have other stuff to talk about. Like, I truly feel like, because less and less people are having kids, like, I love the fact that people are doing things. I know spin class is not important to y'all, but it's for that she's doing other things besides being married, having a kid. Like, I feel like some people that becomes their identity because they have nothing else going on. I love that. We love to see it. So Mr. Hinge, basically they're supposed to they met with her friends and they were cool about it. They're like, why are you dragging it to David? And so we're supposed to meet with David's friends, but his homeboy's just in his ear, just saying, hey, she definitely smashed Buddy. I called him Mr. Hinge. And then Mr. Hinge had messaged one of Lauren's friends, because they're all mutuals. I guess Minneapolis. I can't say that word. Minnesota. Wherever they're at, is small. And she was just like, he's the type of person that would say, hey, let's blow up a wedding. So it's just like, me personally, I feel like it's mostly because it all leads up to there's no intimacy. Like, I feel like truly, like I said before at the beginning of the video, like, I truly feel like it's because, like, this man has seen you. And actually he has seen you because he's in the same building as me. And I don't know, but me personally, one thing, Dave has to make a choice. Are you going to forgive Lauren? If is caring for Lauren more, do you care for Lauren more than what she did? And on Lauren's part, in her defense as well, like I said, like, this show is not a guarantee. So if she wanted to have somebody scratch her back, can I say that? Scratch her back, I get it, because, like, let's say you would have cut this person off, and, with women, like, we like to keep our numbers low. So if you would have cut this person off and nothing happened with the show, it'd be like, okay, then now I gotta start from scratch. I gotta trust a new person, make sure he's not a de-lifer. With women, it's not like with men. Like, men, the worst a woman can do is be, I guess, not their type or be overweight or whatever. But, like, with women, like, we could lose our life over a hookup. Y'all, it's rare. Okay, it's still valid, but it's very rare. But I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Thank you guys so much for your support. Definitely catch the double feature. I'm gonna have these episodes back to back, right next to each other, so you can watch one episode and then go directly into the next one. Don't forget to subscribe, share. It's Claire Haire.
I feel like I'm losing my mind.